great result last weekend, and the injury situation getting better and better as well. Must have been a good week in training.
Yeah, it's been a good week. On the back of a convincing victory, always makes it a little bit easier. But no, we're continually working on certain things from Saturday as well. Injury-wise, yeah, we've got Mendes got 60 odd minutes on Tuesday, and got another 90. So we've only got Vassell and Cozzy really that are on the injury list, which is good.
Is Mendes ready to come back into the squad if needed now, or does he need a little longer?
In an ideal world, he'd probably need 90 minutes, but we'll wait and see. We'll see how he reacts to playing against Leyton Orient on Tuesday. If there's no reaction to that, and there wasn't today or tomorrow, then there's a possibility he could be in the 18.
And John Taylor, is he all right? I know obviously he's had this problem with his knee, but he played at the weekend. Has he been training okay?
John's fine. Fingers crossed that the latest sort of an injection that we needed just to remove the pain is gone now, and hopefully he can carry on, which is important. He's come back in on Saturday, played well, no reaction at all, trained all week, so it's been a while since he's done that, so hopefully that he's through the worst now. And
with Cozzy and Clay and Carl Vassell, I know they've got a little way to go, but are they on target at this stage?
I would say they're on target, but they're still a way off. Vass in particular, he's still got his boot on, his protective boot, and that'll be on for another 2 to 3 weeks. So we're looking at 4 to 5 weeks for him. Cozzy, probably a week or so before that, but we're not going to risk them, there's no need. And I think it's important that we clear all these injuries up if we can.
And Gabby for this weekend, I know there's not particularly a rush necessarily to get him back into the squad, but would he be ready if you need him?
Well, he's had a long journey, and this is the issue with Gabby. He played, so he's had 90 minutes, which is good, against a good quality opposition. He had a good result, which is pleasing, so he'll be coming back happy. The issue is simply the travelling that he has to do, and he doesn't get back till late tomorrow afternoon, so I'll assess him on Saturday morning and see how he is.
Is that it for his qualifiers for the moment? When will he next be going away?
I'm not too sure. I think that the next round of qualifiers definitely over here is November, mid-November. Whether they've got a game or not, I don't know. I'd have to check that out. But obviously they're trying to get into the African Cup of Nations, and they had a good result the other night, so they're still probably hopeful they can do that. So, it's just, we're pleased that he's in the international squad, and we're pleased that he's playing. That's the most important thing. When he doesn't play and travels that far, then it becomes a bit of an issue. But the fact he played is important, and it's important to Gabby, and we respect that. But it's going to have a little bit of an effect on the fact that he's going to be away and miss games.
Yeah, it's quite a nice profile raiser for the club as well, isn't it, when you see that Congo have beaten Ivory Coast 4-3 and you see Peterborough United as one of the clubs there? Absolutely,
and Gabby should be proud of that, and us as a club, on behalf of Gabby. But it's something that you definitely want your players to be involved in. It's a totally different game. You're playing against higher quality players, and apparently he's playing against Boney and Kalu, so you don't get any higher quality than that. And he'll learn from that. So it's really important that he does go and play in these games. But the important thing is he does play, and he's fully aware and understands that obviously that could have an effect. Only a short-term one when it comes to us.
It must be nice to be getting to a stage, I know we've just spent 2 minutes talking about injuries, but where they don't have to be so much at the forefront of your mind, and every player who's at this club is in contention and available for selection.
Yeah, throughout the course of a season you have to deal with injuries and suspensions. That's just part of it. Unfortunately, we've had to deal with a lot, and whenever we were bringing players back, it seemed to be 2 would be back and 2 or 3 would be out. So you never get any consistency, not only when it comes to match days, but it's the training really that affects the work we do with the players in terms of individually and small groups, and then obviously as a team. It affects that more than anything really, and they need to know, and they'll watch the sessions but they won't take part in them, so there's a bit of a difference. But it does affect the consistency in the training in terms of what we want, the work we want to get into them. But it's important that we get them all back hopefully, and hopefully our bad luck, because it is about a lot of them have been unlucky to get injured, is over and we get everyone back fit.
Yeah, and that's just one reason really to look back on the opening part of the season with real pride. You've had the injuries, it maybe took a little while longer than you would have liked to get some of the players in over the summer, and then losing Britt Assombalonga as well so close to the start of the season wouldn't be ideal. With all of that in mind, it's been a really good couple of months.
Yeah, it's been okay. The injuries has been the one negative for the reasons I've just explained. But within that, you've had there always comes a positive. There always comes someone else that can come in and get the chance. And we've shown that we've got a good squad, good solid squad. I'm pleased that we've got some out the door in terms of numbers wise. That was important. And we've got a good solid 20 outfield players now, and that's what I wanted. And all of them can fit in, and all of them give good competition for places. So as a manager, that's what I need, that's what I want. And it'd be great if we get in a situation in a month's time before Christmas that we've got everyone fit and playing for a place.
And the weekend, a good example of how as a manager you can be full of ideas, and it's good to be pragmatic, because you sign two wingers in John Taylor and Marcus Maddison, and then you win 4-1. They're both playing in the centre of the pitch. Yeah,
but I've always managed to make sure that we have players that are flexible. That's always important when I bring players to the club, and to be flexible in the formations we can play. I don't think you can be one-dimensional. I don't particularly want to work that way, and the players are aware of that. Yes, we brought wingers in, and we know that we can play with width. We know we can play a diamond, we can play three at the back, so I'm sure we'll play all three, or we have done already throughout the course of the season. So they're all very suited to whatever formation you play.
A quick word on Ben Anick. He came in over the summer. He's played every game so far. You must be pleased with what he's doing. You said when he came in that he would be able to bring something extra to the team, and he seems to have done that.
I've been delighted. He's probably could maybe be one of my most important ones to get in, Ben. I think the way we want to play. I think these days goalkeepers are really another defender in your team. He plays as a sweeper. Of course, he's there to stop the ball going in his net, and that's first and foremost. And I think he's done that well. But the way we want to play is really important. And when you look at Ben, and even the session again today, you have got an extra defender back there, and that was paramount to bringing him in. So I've been delighted with Ben. I think he's shown all his quality of the experience and the level he's played at, and I think we're very lucky to have him.
In terms of Barnsley then this weekend, aside, I suppose, as is often the case when you get relegated, rebuilt their squad a bit over the summer and just starting to find their feet?
Yeah, absolutely, you're correct. And it takes time. There are a lot of ins and outs. Danny's changed that around. A really good experienced manager, got a lot of respect for, and he's done well with the teams he's been at. They'll be well organised. They played two different formations against Bradford. And they've got some very, very good individual players. And listen, we know it. We're used to the league now, and every game's a tough one. There's no question about that.
Yeah, and they've got quite a nice mix of players who've done well at this level, and then players a bit like yourselves who are coming up and hoping to really push on.
Yeah, they've got good experience in the back four, and Nantanger and Ramage and Craney. And then they've got good footballers in the middle of the pitch, and then they've got the rapid pace of Devante Cole up front. So I think they've got a good blend of experience and youth, and a bit of know-how and then pace and mobility. So we've had them covered, and we've done the usual preps, and it'll be a tough match. But again, I always look at what we can do, and if we get to the level that we can do, then we'll give anyone a game. There's no question about that.
Yeah, and at this stage in the season, I know you talked about it a couple of weeks back, but so many teams will still fancy their chances of doing very, very well. I know Barnsley are a little way down the table, but in points, actually, they're not far away at all.
Yeah, I think it'll be slightly different this season, whereas maybe after 15 games or 12, 13, 14, 15 games, you probably look and think, well, the league's taken a little bit of a shape, but I think it'll be 20, 25 this year. I think there'll be at least a dozen teams thinking they've got a chance. I really do. I think it'll be close. I know it's an old cliche, but I do really think anyone can beat anyone this season, and that's why it's really important that we concentrate on getting our game right. You respect the opposition, absolutely, and we know at this level, if we don't get to the standards we can, it's been shown, we've been beaten by two teams around the bottom four. You'll get beaten in this league, there's no question about it.